On my mirror, start to blush when somebody says your name. In my stomach there's a pain. You walk in my direction, I go the other way. I start to stutter when I speak. Try to stand, but my knees go weak. What's happening to me? In the dark, can you tell me what it is?
Hello. I was just about to say good morning, but it's like 3 o'clock. Not actually filming in the car today. We're filming walking to the car, but we're going to the grocery store and we're gonna walk through the grocery store explaining how I do my cut and how I've lost about 9 pounds in this cut. Not only that, but being able to manage eating in a cut. But yeah, just like I was saying, this is my first time doing a cut. Like another word for it is a calorie deficit, whatever you've heard. But this is the first time for me doing it that I've done it successfully. I tried it in the summer and it just really didn't work for me because of the stuff, like the app that I was using and all that information. I just didn't have enough information to know what I'm talking about. The hardest thing for me was my boyfriend is trying to bulk and I cook for both of us. So trying to cook a meal that will allow me to cut and allow him to bulk is extremely hard of a situation. But I've been able to figure out how I can do that while he's still trying to bulk and I'm now trying to cut. So we're gonna go to the grocery store and get those meals for my boyfriend and I. What I cook for my boyfriend and I'll explain like what kind of meals I make later. But it's easier than people think. And for me, I definitely thought it was harder when I first started, but it's gotten way easier as it goes. So personally, I like to go to Food Lion, Publix, if I have the means to go to Publix. It's still expensive. But I like to go to those two to get my produce and stuff, so I get everything else at Food Lion. Hey guys, so here is a little outlook on my cart. So I will show y'all in a second what I got, but it's been hard to try to find like an aisle that no one's in. For starters, I get chicken breasts and sometimes diced, stew meat, and sirloin, and 2 packs of cooked bacon. And then for bread, I get white bread, English muffins, and that's it. Then we have these for strawberries this week. Then some keto meals here, 2 mac and cheeses, 2 packs of Caesar salad, milk, Snapple, apple juice so I can put my greens in it, rice, and protein yogurt. Now that I finally get to show y'all that, I'm going to go check out. That's because they have my favorite snack. They just started selling it here, and I am taking 2 of these babies home with me.
Thanks for shopping food.
Oh, are you serious? We've got everything in the car now, and it's now time to go to Publix and get the last stuff that we need. Thank you. You too. We also have to get hibachi rice. I have a hard time finding it here, so hopefully I can find it. If not, I'll have to go later this week. Hey vlog, so we just left Publix. They surprisingly didn't have a few things I need, and they didn't have a hibachi rice. So I'm just not gonna get that. And then I'll go to Walmart later this week to get it along with pita bread. But we got everything all together for $59, which is a lot, but I'd rather have better produce than something like worse. I don't know. Now we're going to Taco Bell just to get stuff for dinner because We are not sure if I'm going to be able to cook tonight, depending on time, so we're just going to get Taco Bell to be safe. Hi, can I get a steak quesadilla with avocado inside, and then 5 soft tacos, and then can I get order chicken cheese? Yes. Okay. Can I get order chicken cheese? And then chicken and mango queso and that'll be it.
Alright, your total comes out to $22.48.
So I order a steak quesadilla, which is 520 calories, and this is great in protein and great for just like an easy meal because I love quesadillas. I also get avocado ranch on the side, which is my favorite. And then I got cinnamon twists and ordered chips and cheese to share with my boyfriend, which are both under, I want to say both are under 250 calories. The groceries that my boyfriend and I use, and now we're gonna take up the groceries I have from my apartment. The elevator is down, so this is about to be a long go. So first for up here, we start with lettuce. Usually we use this in like for salmon bowls, tacos, and Chipotle bowls. And here is the rice I use. I use this rice for only Chipotle bowls because this is similar to what they use at Chipotle. Next, it's pretty self-explanatory. We have Caesar salad kits. They're really easy. I could probably make these myself, but these are just easier for me to not spend money on. Is salmon fillets. I have these in my dinner prep video, but I cut them in half and make them for 2 people. So me and my boyfriend use these. I have sirloin steak that I make during the week. I usually make these with potatoes. Then we have stew meat, which is also steak, and I use these to make hibachi, which is also in that dinner video, and it's one of our favorite meals. And there's easy ways to cut or bulk all these options. Lastly is chicken breast, or like the diced chicken. And I use these for Chipotle bowls, chicken Caesar salad. They can be added in hibachi, make pasta with them, pretty much anything. Guys, so we just got away all our groceries and I'm back at my apartment, but I wanted to explain like my thought process when grocery shopping. For me, it's just what I can use throughout the week or weeks to make breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And the hardest thing about that, like I mentioned earlier, is when you are cooking with someone that's trying to have different goals than you. Like for example, my boyfriend is trying to bulk while I'm trying to cut. It can be very difficult, but it's all about variation of what you're making. So we can take into example hibachi bowls. For me, I take less of a portion than he would for hibachi bowls because I'm on a cut, so it'd be less calories. But it's enough for a serving where I'm not starving myself. It is a standardized serving. He just happens to get more. So let's take the hibachi rice bags for example. I don't have them at the moment, but there are 2 bags in here, and I cook both of them, and I eat half of a bag. He eats 1.5 of a bag. He has more of a portion because he's trying to eat more calories. However, I am taking enough that is a serving. I believe serving is like 3/4 of a cup, something like that, and that's what I use as my serving for hibachi rice. Now to the meat. As I was talking about earlier, we make salmon every other week. I get it fresh from Publix because they'll cut off the skin for me at the bottom, and I'll cut the tail in half and put it in the oven. My boyfriend a bigger portion of rice with that, and he gets the heavier portion of the salmon because he's trying to get more calories. I make mine into a salmon bowl where I'm only having like less than a cup of jasmine rice, the salmon mashed up with avocado, and avocados are calorie dense, but it's still better for me, and it's a fat, that like a good fat that's going into my body. Half the chicken breasts, which are typically used for the Chipotle bowls, sometimes the hibachi bowls, and chicken Caesar salads. Those are the 3 meals we mainly make with it. And typically I buy them in chicken breast strips, so it's already pre-cut and it's not tenderloin, so I don't have to pull out a tender. And They didn't have those, so I just went with what they had, which was the chicken breast and diced chicken, which the diced chicken will be much easier for me to make with all the ones I try to dice up instead of making stuff with breast. But the nice thing with breast is if I do want to make just like a flat out chicken breast first, I can just split it in half, make it for the two of us. Next we have beef, and you saw it was for the stew. I do not make stew. Let's be honest, that's just not something that sounds appealing to me. I'm using it because that way I don't have to cut up some corned beef or hibachi. It's already cut up for me for the same price, and I can cut it into smaller pieces for whatever I use it for. Sometimes we make steak bites with it, just the size of the stew bites, or we'll make it into the hibachi. Next we have sirloin steaks. This is a new thing for us. I just started making sirloin for us, and it's both really good for us. And what I do is I make oven roasted potatoes for me, and he gets mashed potatoes, so there's more calories in him, and he also gets the heavier steak because it's going to be more calories. As I mentioned earlier, we have those 2 Caesar salad packs that we either use as a side or we use it as our main meal. And for this, I only do a portion of like the serving size they suggest, and then my boyfriend usually has the rest. The drinks we saw earlier, chocolate milk and milk, I do not drink those. I am not a big fan of milk, so the only time that we use that is either he'll drink it, my boyfriend will drink it, or we'll make it in smoothies, which is also a really great option when you're in a bulk order cut because it's so customizable to your needs. You saw the bacon. We use that for breakfast every morning. They're only 80 calories for 3 slices and they're low in sodium, so it's a great option just to have as a side, and it's giving you extra nutrients for your morning so you're not as hungry like an hour later. Well, that is it. I hope that was in depth enough for y'all. I know it was kind of a really quick video, and if you guys have questions, feel free to leave them below, and if there's enough questions, I will go ahead and do a Q&A and just tell you about how I've been able to cut successfully and be able to fulfill the nutrient needs of myself, and also be able to cook for my boyfriend who has different nutrient needs than I do. And it's great. So I really hope this was helpful. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all next week. Bye.